Welcome to ETN Community Spotlight, where we shine the light on a local nonprofit organization. I'm Derrick Silas. Join me as we talk to today's special guest. Association football, which is informally called soccer, is a great game that kids and adults enjoy alike. Now tell me, Jessica, about the history, mission, and purpose of the Enid Soccer Club here in the Enid community.
Okay, Enid Soccer Club was initiated over 20 years ago by a couple whose kids were interested in playing soccer, and so they wanted to give them a place to play. The city had the old retention ponds out where the soccer complex is today. It's about 35 acres. And that couple was out there night after night changing those hard clay ponds into playing fields that were soft and grassy in order for us to host games. Back then, I think it was about 24 years ago, there was only 100 kids involved in the club. Now we have just under 1,000. It's a big difference. There are 2 seasons each year. There's a fall season and a spring season. At the end of each spring season, we have an annual blowout party to celebrate the end of soccer. It's very fun. We also have an award ceremony for the end of season tournament. That's exciting too. Soccer's purpose is just to involve kids in our community, to be outside, to run, to be active, but it's also to learn sportsmanship and teamwork and respect for your peers in your community.
Okay. So what is your role in the organization?
I am currently the treasurer of the board. I make sure that all those that have registered have paid their registration fees. I also help the club pay their insurance dues that are due every year, and whenever we certify referees, the club will cover that cost, so I make sure that gets paid. I just kind of pay the bills and help raise money for new goals or uniforms for the kids.
Okay. You were mentioning about you had 2 seasons and you had awards program after each. Are there any other annual events, or are those the only events you have?
Those are the only ones we have right now. We are interested in hosting a soccer club or soccer camp every summer for the kids to do when there's no school in session. I think that would be really fun for the kids.
Okay. So in any given season, how many games does the club participate in?
We usually do about 10 games per team each season. This season we have 107 teams. It's quite a bit, and they range from age 4 up to age 19. So depending on the age group is how large the actual team size is. But we try to give them 10 games each fall and 10 games each spring.
Okay. So you said 2 seasons, right? 2 seasons? Okay. Are there any, well, my question is about the teams. Do you participate with other clubs in other cities? How does it all work?
We do. We have 2 leagues. There's a recreational league, which is strictly based for Enid citizens to come in and just to play the sport of soccer. Normally our lower division does that, which are the younger kids. But about age 12, age 13, they start looking into the competitive league if they're really serious about soccer. They have tryouts for competitive teams, and if you make the team, those leagues usually participate in tournaments all around Oklahoma. They go to Broken Arrow, there's one in Sapulpa, Chickasha, Alva, they go all over.
Competitive is a little bit more serious for the kids that just love the sport that much more, and it's also a lot more commitment that they have to give on their end, as the coaches hold more practices than what you will with the recreational. With recreational, you're accountable just to show up to practice here and there. You'll play half of the game. With competitive, everything is earned. No playing time is guaranteed, so you really have to push yourself and push your other teammates to get that playing time.
Now, the schedule, I think you all have a website. Can we find the schedules online?
We do. EnidSoccer.com is our website. There's several tabs. It's a very easy website to navigate. There you can find our schedule each season on there. You can also contact anybody from the board from the website.
Okay. Now, 2 seasons. When does each season usually begin?
Usually registration for fall starts midsummer. In fact, I think we're starting it early this year, right after school ends, so we can get the kids to get excited about fall soccer. It's a lot of fun. Games usually start the first weekend after Labor Day in the fall, and they last until right before Thanksgiving. We have our fall tournament usually the second or third week of November. And then in the spring, registration opens right after Christmas, and we begin games the first weekend of March, and we'll have our end of season tournament about the second or third weekend of May.
Okay. Now, if someone wants to become a member, a coach, or try out, or what have you, how can they go about that?
They can go to our website, enidsoccer.com. There's a variety of ways that people can contribute their time. They can come volunteer as a coach. In order to do that, there's a background check that has to be processed through Oklahoma Soccer Association. We have a link to that on our website. They can also volunteer to help with the fields. We always need people to go out there and field marshal or crowd patrol or give people rides on the golf cart that can't necessarily walk that far. It's a large complex. 35 acres is a long way for grandmas and grandpas to walk. So we try to help them by giving them rides. We also need refs. Refs are in high demand at this point. The club will pay for the certification if they take the ref cert class. There's information for that on our website as well. And the refs do get paid per game, so it's a little extra money in the pocket too.
As far as the referees, is there an age limitation on the referees?
There's not. Our youngest ref right now is 11 years old, and the only reason he qualified is because he understands the game. He's played it since he was 4, and he was able to pass the certification. So if there's anyone interested or needs a little extra money and they love the sport, we recommend them to try the class. Okay. It's a great way to make some extra money, and it's really fun to see.
I've been playing soccer for a while, and so I just was interested because of that, and it was a great way to be able to do work on the weekends and make some money and still be able to enjoy it.
You were talking about the referees, paying the referees. How did you obtain the fees in order to pay them?
Each season we have parents register their children. There's registration fees, and they're very affordable. It depends on the age group, of course. The lower the age group, the less they pay in fees. If they're competitive, they pay a little bit more to cover uniforms and traveling expenses. But yeah, registration fees is how we obtain the money we need to cover our insurance costs and to pay our refs and any sort of equipment that we need at the complex.
Okay. Now, I know you've been involved with the Enid Soccer Club. Tell me how you feel it has impacted our community.
Well, just by numbers, growing from 100 kids 20 years ago to 1,000 today, that's a huge impact to the community. I think it's been great for the kids to be able to come together. They grow lifelong relationships with their friends that they've played soccer with since they were 4. It helps them learn respect for adults, for their coaches. It helps them learn sportsmanship, playing well with others. And as far as the community being impacted, I think it's a great way for people who are moving to Enid, especially people in the Air Force. They've played soccer before and they need a place to go, and we're very easy to contact. Since we have our seasons twice a year, it's easy for them to get involved. They don't have a large gap of time between one season each year. They can get involved easier. I think it's a great way for our community to come together and spend some time outdoors and get some exercise. It's an excellent sport.
Okay. Now, if someone wants to contribute to the organization, how can they contact you all?
We accept all monetary donations. It would be great if someone wants to contribute. They can contact me as treasurer. My email is treasurer@enidsoccer.com, or my phone number is actually on the website as well at enidsoccer.com. We accept monetary donations. If someone would like to buy the goals and sponsor a field, we can do that as well by putting a large sign with their name on it and getting the field flags with their logo. There's a variety of ways. They could buy a team's uniforms and sponsor the team, or they could buy balls and get the game balls for the season. We do have to buy new game balls each season because they get pretty worn out with 1,000 kids kicking them around. So there's a variety of ways that they can contribute. They just need to contact and ask, and I'll tell them.
Okay. Well, I really feel that the soccer club does improve the quality of life here in Enid. And I want to thank you today for coming.
Thank you.
All right.